Just a quick heads up before we start. This video is obviously aimed at beginner motion graphics or video editors. I don't say this lightly, but Filmora is one of these tools I've been using recently and it's really helped me in parts of my graphic design workflow. And Filmora is consistently rated by platforms like G2 or even Capterra. And so I'm really comfortable showing you guys Filmora today. But hey, if video editing is not up your street, then don't worry because we've got so much content coming towards the end of this year and also into next year all around graphic design. And here at Satori Graphics, we've been actually studying client behavior, and that's really going to give us a heads up on how things should be going in the graphic design industry next year. But when it comes to video editing, we always hear the same promises every single year. AI editing is going to save you time, and yet somehow creators are still glued to their screens at 1 AM, scrubbing through timelines, adjusting keyframes, and wondering why their cold coffee tastes like, well, regret. But this year, something genuinely changed for beginners when it comes to video editing and saving time. Filmora 15 has finally dropped a collection of new AI tools. And I can say with confidence, it really does help beginner and novice video editors in a huge way. We're talking about no complicated setups, no jumping between 5 different apps, no After Effects wizardry, just a surprisingly smooth and surprisingly fast workflow. And so the biggest problem editors face right now isn't really exactly creativity, it's more towards something like volume. Audience expect more posts per week, clients are expecting faster turnarounds, and social media platforms definitely reward speed. But traditional workflows often still force you into reshoots, motion graphic tools, caption apps, spreadsheets for charts, manual keyframing. It's a lot of work. But Filmora's new AI features go straight after this problem by removing the slowest, most frustrating parts of editing. And the first one that really surprised me is called Video Extend or AI Extend. Now this tool lets you continue a clip using simple text prompts. So if your B-roll is too short, or you forgot a transitional shot, or maybe you need a smoother movement, you don't have to refilm anything. You literally just type what would happen in the shot next, and Filmora generates the rest of the shot as if you captured it yourself. And for anyone who's ever sat there wishing they had one more second of footage, this tool right here, this feature, it is ridiculous in the best way. But another feature that feels almost unfair is the pen tool with the sticker on a path option. So instead of doing something like jumping into a compositing app or setting up tracking motion or adding a sticker, adjusting curves and so on, and then just hoping everything lines up on your work, Filmora lets you draw a simple path on screen and instantly attaches an icon, an arrow or a logo to it. And it moves with natural movement and ease in and out built in. It does feel like skipping 15 steps of motion graphics in just an instant. And if you create tutorials, ads or product demos, or even something like explainer videos, this alone replaces entire workflows that used to eat up many hours. It's the kind of tool that you try once and you think, wait, that's it? That's all I have to do now? It's pretty cool. And then there's one feature I did not expect at all, and that is animated charts. Filmora can now turn a spreadsheet into a clean, animated graph right inside your editor. You import your CSV file. You might have like sales data, CTRs, subscriber growth, anything, and Filmora builds a chart visually without needing another app in the whole game. And that means no design tools, no plugins, just instant useful data visuals. And for creators working with brands, agencies or small businesses, this is such a time saver, and it can end up looking more professional than manually building the graphics or taking screenshots from Google Sheets. And of course, we have captions. Captions aren't optional anymore, they're actually a retention strategy in a lot of media content. And now Filmora also generates them with expanded animation styles that emphasize keywords on a beat, they add kinetic motion, and they give you high retention text without touching a single keyframe. The difference this makes is really just huge. Instead of spending 30 to 40 minutes styling subtitles, you actually get clean, energetic captions instantly. And that means your end, more accessibility, more watch time, more engagement, but you're doing less work. When you compare Filmora's editing workflow and process with your standard pipeline editing software, the gap is pretty huge. Normally you'd have to move between different apps, go and reshoot some shots, animate text, and so on. and not to mention solving a dozen different problems all at the same time. With Filmora, you stay inside one editor. You extend clips with AI, you animate elements with a quick path, you can generate charts in seconds and add captions with just one single click. The number of steps removed is actually crazy. And that's the whole point of this. Filmora isn't trying to replace creativity, it's replacing the tedious parts that will just slow you down in your workflow. And if you add up the time saved, 10 minutes from reshooting clips, 15 from replacing motion graphics, 20 minutes from instant charts, 30 from automated captions, and you can see how things easily are saved up over time and over every single video project. And if you do make content on a regular basis, that isn't just nice to have, that's a real business advantage right there. Filmora 15 feels like an editor built for creators who want clean, professional results without drowning in complexity. And if you want to deep dive into any of these features, do let me know and I will consider going into that. Now, if you want to try Filmora for yourself, there is a link in the description box below of today's video. But importantly, I hope today's video has actually shown you how beginners can pick up something like Filmora and just start making some really cool edits with ease. But if you want to get your eyes on some graphic design based content, just click a video on screen. But until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.